So recently I've created a lot of fashion content, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely, I love doing things about fashion, and authenticity is just one of the most important topics to me. But I don't want to be sidetracked from talking about subjects that are deep. I don't want to move away from talking about topics that are deeper, topics that, things that have been really relevant in my life, things that I've experienced, things that maybe I've struggled with, and, ways that I've overcome that, ways that I've found to deal with that, and, things that could be very relevant for you as well, and that maybe some of you also need to hear. This video is about not giving up, specifically because recently I've wobbled a few times. I thought that's a great word, isn't it? Wobble. I wobbled. So yeah, definitely had a wobble there recently. And I've had a few. Over the past 2 years, it was 2 years ago that I left my job, and, I really just did start on this journey where, I was trying to find a way to work in a way that was more authentic, that felt more right for me. And it really has just been a journey. And so obviously there are times when I've looked back and I've kind of gone, I've been in a negative headspace, and I've kind of asked myself, okay, what have I actually achieved up to now? And so, yes, sometimes I've gotten stuck and I've been like, okay, I've tried all these things. Where the hell do I go from here? Like, I have no idea. I've used up all of the ideas of the universe. Of course, that's never, ever true. But sometimes it can feel like that. It's like, no, there are no more ideas that exist. I have used up all of the possible ideas. There are just no solutions, nothing left right now. And that's just never, ever true. But yeah, I have worked on, I've been trying to work on, doing my own thing. Firstly, I started out, I wanted to be a coach. And then it was more recently that, I realized that what I really wanted to do was to be an influencer, that I wanted to talk about the topics that were really important to me, mostly about authenticity. And I wanted to be able to show other people that it's okay to be yourself completely, in terms of your sexuality, your gender expression, the way that you present, the way that you use fashion, the way that you use your style. And it's obviously, more recently that I started on YouTube as well. But even then, I feel like there are times when, we judge, this is something that we do, we judge ourselves way too early. Like, even with me, there were times when I've said to myself, but am I really achieving something with this? And I'm just asking myself too early. What we do is we look outside of ourselves. We look outside of ourselves for proof that we're doing the right thing, that what we're doing is going to be okay, instead of just really looking inwards and choosing just to believe in ourselves without needing the proof. Because you're never really going to you're not always going to have the proof. Like, it's not about proof. You have to believe in yourself that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But so often we don't do that. Instead of doing that, we look outside for proof, and we don't see sort of obvious results or obvious proof straight away. Then we just start to doubt ourselves. And we doubt ourselves, and we doubt that what we really want is possible. This video is especially for anyone who knows what it is that they want to do or where they want to be. Because, obviously this isn't just to do with work. It could be work, it could be relationships, it could just be not being in the place that you want to be in emotionally. But it's especially for someone who feels that way, who feels like they're not where they want to be yet. And, if that's you, then I just want to say to you, just don't give up. I've found that sometimes the worst thing that you can do is try to work things out or try to come up with a solution when you're in a really bad headspace. Because if you're in a bad headspace, if you're feeling really negative, you're literally just not going to be able to see the solutions, because you're not going to be in a place where you can see it, where you can perceive it. When we're in a bad headspace, we're actually less capable, our brain is actually less capable of perceiving like the chances, the opportunities that we might have. And so but at the same time, it's something that so many of us do, right? The worse we feel, the more we want the answer. And then have you ever found, like, sometimes the more you try to find the answer, you just feel like you're going back and forth between A and B, and you don't like A and you don't like B. And the more you try to think about it, the more you're just like, A, B, A, B, A, B, I hate both of them. And like, it just, the more you do it, the more you just perpetuate the cycle. And we have a tendency to do that rather than stepping back, because we don't want to step back. Because if we step back, that means not you know, that means not obsessing over trying to find the solution, and what we want to do more than anything else is have the answers. There have been times when, you know, I just felt so stuck, like I literally had no idea what I was going to do. And when I focused on feeling better in myself first, when I focused on just trying to get to a place of peace where I was at peace with, you know, the decisions that I had made and where I'd ended up, and the fact that maybe I tried things and maybe some of them hadn't worked. You know, once I made peace with where I was and just started to try to get to a place where I felt happier in myself without things having to be the way I wanted them to be, then once I really felt that peace and I felt like I was happier, that's when I just get like this flood of ideas and inspiration, things that I just hadn't thought of before. It kind of felt like I was completely blocked, and then it just felt like turning on a tap, and then suddenly everything would flow. And by just pulling myself away from that negative place and just allowing myself just accept where I was and just be okay with that, it was literally just like opening the floodgates, and suddenly all of the ideas, they were just there, but I just had absolutely no access to them before because I just wasn't in a place where I could receive them. If you feel like you're stuck and you're not where you want to be, then, you know, I understand your pain because I've been there multiple times over the last 2 years. You know, so I do understand. But you know what's right for you. You know what's right for you, and you can't let the negative opinions of other people, especially your own negative opinions, because so often I think it's our own negative opinions of what we've achieved or what we haven't achieved or where we're at. You can't let anyone's negative opinions of you, including your own, dissuade you from what it is that you know that you want from your life and from what it is that you know is right for you. One of the things that I found that has helped me is, you know, instead of judging myself, turning to, you know, really trying to tap back into the passion and the excitement that I have for what I'm doing. And I feel like that's so much easier now, because before I was just sort of looking at different ways to, you know, get myself out there or whatever. But now, because I'm creating content, I love creating content. I love speaking. I love talking. I love getting my voice out there, getting my ideas out there. And it's something that I really enjoy doing. And I found that when I tap back into that, and I tap back into, you know, how much I love to do that, then that's one way that I can kind of dissipate the negativity. It's a way that I have to stop judging myself, to turn away from the judgment and turn towards embracing that positivity by just really getting into it, just really getting into what it is that I love doing. That's one of the ways that, you know, that I have of turning away from a place where I'm judging myself and towards a place where I'm feeling positive again, just by doing what it is that I actually really enjoy to do. I think the key to this is not just loving where it is that you're going and what it is that you want to achieve, like where you want to get. Like, you can't just love the end goal, but it's loving everything, you know, what it is that you're doing to get there. Reconnecting with where it is that I want to go in my life, but also with what it is that I'm doing now and the things that I'm working on, is a way that I've found anyway for me that's helped me to tap back into hope. It's helped me to tap back into believing in myself. And it's also just helped me reconnect with my motivation and with my determination as well for where I want to go. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, then I'd love you to please hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the bell and then you hit all notifications, then I think it should tell you, every time I post a new video. And also, I'm going to leave my Instagram handle down there as well. So, you know, by all means, I'd love you to follow me on Instagram and either leave me a comment here or leave me a comment on IG. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.